where the fun begins.
But all right, so I got a few articles we'll get into before we get into the fun. But the first article I have is that they announced a new Qira book that's releasing sometime this year, and it's called Crimson Climb, and it takes place kind of during the Solo movie. So you know how at the beginning she's with Han, but then he leaves, and then they're gone for a period of time, and then when he finds her later, she's already working for what is that that crime syndicate called? Crimson Dawn. Yeah. Crimson Dawn. So I guess this book kind of shows that story of how she rose in the ranks of Crimson Dawn. So what do you think of that? Yeah.
That's awesome, because I thought her character is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And she had some pretty damn awesome fighting skills the other night we got to see. And that's why I said, like, when we were talking the other night with the Pops being able to like be laying down now or whatever position.
Yeah.
Like have her sliding across the floor with the blades out. That'd be awesome. Right. But she was a great character. So to get a little more backstory, because I think we didn't really get much into her like novel wise. It's all been through graphic novel, right? Comics and
comics through comics. But what's interesting about this book, there could be a bunch of Darth Maul in it, because at the end of Solo, she's been working for Maul and she knows him. So maybe it'll show like Maul recruiting her and her doing stuff with Maul and things like that. Yeah. So hopefully there's some Maul stuff in that book, but I'm kind of looking forward to that whenever it drops.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. That will be awesome.
All right. So the next one I got, this just dropped today, this news. Disney announces first ever cable TV release of the Mando. So let me go down here to when. On February 24th, they're just going to release the first episode of the first season, chapter 1 of The Mandalorian, on ABC, Freeform, and FX. So it's a week before season 3 drops. But that's pretty crazy that they're doing this. They're really trying to build that hype up. I mean, I feel the hype is there already. But that's kind of cool if there is people that haven't seen it yet to randomly see it, because they're probably going to get hooked right away, because that first episode was great.
I agree. I mean, The Mandalorian's a solid show all the way around.
Yeah.
Conceptually, like visually, musically, the goddamn soundtrack's ridiculous.
Yes.
You know? I mean, to think that, he created with a recorder, the opening credits.
Yeah.
That show is hands down so well done. I'm not surprised, but like every station and channel's kind of doing something like that now, right? Like, you got Paramount will put it on, so that you can see it after, like the 1883 or something like that after Yellowstone, right? And they give you like maybe 1 or 2, but the rest you got to subscribe to see it. So I see more and more networks kind of moving to that kind of platform, and they're also kind of like family affiliate to Disney, like ABC, Freeform, all that.
Oh, that's true.
So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? That's an umbrella company to them, ABC, all that. So
you
put it out there. It's not like they're losing rights or money or anything. So I can see that. And it's just going to try to expand the audience. Maybe, you got some people. I don't know that many people that haven't watched The Mandalorian, because so many people that don't watch really Star Wars have come up to me and said, I watched that show, The Mandalorian. That's really cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So I think The Mandalorian has a very wide appeal. So if it broadens their subscription base, that's probably what they're going for, but power to it, man. It's a great show. So the more people watch it, the more content we get of it.
No, for sure. So this next one, so I was reading this article, and it's funny. They got the info from Star Wars Theory interview he just did with Nick Gillard. So Nick Gillard is the stunt coordinator for all the lightsaber fights that we love. So in that interview, he revealed how Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, at the end, how it's Yoda fighting Dooku after Dooku fights Anakin and Obi-Wan. So originally, it was going to be just Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting Dooku, and it was going to be a longer, bigger fight, right? But then George came on set one day, and he just out of nowhere was like, hey, I just want the doors to explode open, and I want Yoda to show up. So all of a sudden, it just changed, like, last minute to Yoda fighting Dooku instead of that long fight. Like, he just showed up out of nowhere. He's like, I just want – and actually, I think the quote is in here. It's pretty hilarious. He says, however it starts, the blast doors are going open and there's Yoda. That's all he wanted. So he had them switch it up to choreograph it to that, which is hilarious. What do you think about that?
That's funny. That is funny. But it's funny because you have, you're George Lucas, right? You command some authority and you have a vision, and a lot of people are on board, right? They're on the initiation bus day one with your vision for Star Wars. So they're going to try to do the best they can. So I can see George Lucas says he wants fucking Yoda. There's Yoda, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's the godfather of Star Wars, for God's sake. So he gets what he wants. So I get that, and I've seen that in, other companies I've worked with, where they come and they look at the display and they're kind of upset at the display. And it's like, oh, it wasn't plugged in. Plug it in. Their demeanor completely changed. It's like, big clap, I loved it. And they walk away and you're like, wow, that was a crazy sighting. What I mean? So I've seen that. So it's kind of cool. So not to be unexpected from him.
Yeah.
I did like that the story that you had covered as well. The other way that Anakin and Obi-Wan fought no high ground.
Yeah.
Oh my. I almost think that might have been a little better. I don't know.
It's crazy to see how that would have turned out. Like I wish they would have recorded it and it would have been a deleted scene that we could have seen with the visual effects. But
they did record. Didn't he say they did record it?
But the stunt recorders doing it, not like them in costume with the effects. Like the stunt guy's doing it. He has on video. That's what he
brutal.
said.
That's brutal. Because that would have been, I can only imagine, like him just grabbed him by the throat, and it was kind of like the accidental.
Yeah,
because when he said that, you know what I thought of? When Maul and Ahsoka are fighting in those last three episodes.
She kind of did that, yeah.
And she grabs it and it almost gets him.
Yeah.
And then she makes the comment, well, I guess you're lucky Anakin isn't here because you're not doing so. You're not on your best day or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh. That was so good.
So he mentioned another one, and oh man. So he said that there was a longer version of the Qui Gon and Maul fight, the one on Tatooine. So remember when he's going with Anakin, he jumps off the speeder. Yeah. They fight, and then Qui Gon jumps on like the ramp of the ship, and it flies away. Yeah. So in his extended version, all that first fight happens. He jumps on the ramp, but then Maul grabs onto the bottom of the ramp with his fingers like this. So he's dangling from the ramp as the ship is taking off. Yeah. He flips onto the ramp, and they continue fighting on the ramp for a little bit more.
Oh,
how cool would have that been if we would have had
awesome. That? I always thought that scene was cut short anyway. So I'm not surprised. They probably did like a couple versions of it, but that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, but he had that choreographed. They So when I heard that,
cool to hear these other like possibilities that could have been, because I don't know. Even the idea of almost like you dismembered Anakin, not kind of accidentally, but you're just trying to get your lightsaber to fight him off, save your life, and it took his limbs off. Oh well, so
And he wouldn't have been. He might not have been burned either, because it wasn't like a hill sliding down. It was like a flat where they landed.
Yeah, they were like next to the same. Yeah, so, it could have been interesting.
Yeah.